And we're live. We're going to give some people time to get in. Greetings, Madam Katura.
Yes, greeting
Honorable.
my sister.
Thank you. Brother RJ, how y'all doing?
Very well.
I'm so super excited. I got to get this thing. I got to get a watch party going on my page so people can see.
Yeah. So how does that work? I'm here on the.
So you go to the. I sent you the live stream on. You got it. So you just when you hit, you see it. Watch party.
I see share. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Right.
But you're probably gonna not be able to keep that phone near you while you're doing it because of feedback. Be right back. Get a room a minute to fill up, and we're gonna get started.
Ambassador, how are you?
I'm doing well.
Happy Senegal.
It's beautiful.
Good.
You know, motivated and in good spirits.
Wonderful. Yeah, we need to have a conversation another day, another time. There's a lot happening, so
yeah, that's right.
Need to catch up. Yeah.
1 second. There we go. Peace and blessings, everyone out there watching. RJ Maki here. We've got Vice Prime Minister of the State of the African Diaspora, Katura Moka, with us. Sista Yaa May, or better known to some of you guys as Tanya Esquire, is on with us as well. We're going to be sharing some important information and news. So stay tuned. We're going to get started here in just a moment. Thanks for tuning in.
All right. So I'm back. I had to go and start the watch party on my other account. All right, they're coming on in here. I think we can go ahead and get started and let people file on in. So welcome. Very excited about this this announcement we're about to give to the people. What I'm gonna do is open the floor up and let our dear brother RJ start us off. And then we'll take it from there. How about that?
Absolutely. So welcome to all those who've tuned in from your respective places in the world. It is a wonderful time to be alive, despite all of the distractions and a lot of the obvious negatives that are circulating more frequently. We're here to announce some solutions, some ways that we will be able to overcome challenges that have been happening residually in our communities and in our society. And so I couldn't be more proud to be on this live with you guys, with the Vice Prime Minister of the African Diaspora, with the founder of Sankofa Repatriation Assistance Program, two of the champions of the repatriation movement right now. And it couldn't be a more important time for this to happen. So again, I'm blessed to be here with you all. And we'll be sharing some great news with you on this live call.
All right. And Honorable Katura, you want to say a few words, introduce yourself.
Yes, so thank you so much for organizing this wonderful live stream to reach the people. I'm Katura Amwa from the State of the African Diaspora, a constituted government. We are a government without borders. So we are happy to be participating and very happy to be part of the alliance. And we hope we could hopefully have some solutions and some answers to many people's queries and questions, and their visions of coming back to Africa, and really participating in the return journey back home. So we are hopefully here to answer a lot of your questions, and obviously have some solutions as well. So thank you so much for having us.
Absolutely.
All right, you're welcome. Honorable Madam Couture, there are a lot of people that I speak to every day who have absolutely no idea that we are represented in the African Union. That there are 6 regions that constitute the African Union, and that the 6th one of those, the total 6, is the one that represents us in the diaspora, Africans in the diaspora. So if you don't mind, before we move forward, because I think we have to get clear on that. I had recently a sister say, do they even want us there? And I said, if they didn't, or do they recognize us as Africans? I said, do you know they have a whole region just for you, to represent you in the African Union? And she had no idea. So educate people on the 6th region of the African Union, please, before we even go any farther about the alliance.
Okay, thank you very much again for allowing me this time. So in 2003, the African Union constituted in their constitution that there are 5 regions of Africa, which is North Africa, South Africa, East Africa, West Africa, Central Africa, and the 6th region of Africa is the African in the diaspora. So this is already written in their constitution. Now, what they were saying was that because there are 355 million diaspora outside of Africa, it's like, how do we, they left it to us to organize ourselves as the 6th region. And for many years, since 2003, nothing has actually been constructed until Louis Georgetown in 2014 got the mandate from Mauritania, President Aziz, to put a structure and a form to the 6th region. So through that mandate, he constituted a government and called it the state of the African diaspora. So we're not saying that we represent the whole of the 6th region, because we're not saying that. What we are saying is that we have created, through another alliance, the economic community of the 6th region, which falls in line with the other economic communities of Africa, like ECOWAS or SADC. They are economic communities. So we have created the economic community of the 6th region, and that is the unifying force for participating in the African Union 6th region mandate that they've got for 2063 for the diaspora to participate in African Union initiatives. So through the 6th region, we will have, or should I say, a part of the economic community of the 6th region, we will have an ID card to signify and to for all our citizens to participate in being a member of the ECO 6 region of Africa.
Okay, let me just, so in case y'all missed that, you can receive an ID card showing that you are a member of the 6th region, the economic
community, economic community of the 6th region.
The 6th region of the African Union, right?
Okay.
Right. So I hope that dispels some of the misunderstanding that they don't consider us Africans, or they don't want us there, or that we're not represented, and all of that type of stuff. We do have people representing our interests to the African Union as well. All right. So now, with that being said, I think most of you already know about the Sankofa Repatriation Assistance Program, and that NGO that I launched for the purpose of providing assistance to our people who don't have the resources to just repatriate to Africa on our own. The fact of the matter is, our people in the diaspora, a lot of them a lot of them, all day, every day, I'm getting contacted because people want to go home, but they don't know how they're going to do it. They don't have the resources to make it a reality. But the desire to go home and to leave these places where we are being oppressed economically and socially and in every other way you can imagine, people are just tired of it and they want to go home. So I'm very happy about that program, and you know it's been going. But COVID-19, we had some events scheduled, and I know Brother RJ had some events scheduled for Senegal for Africa Day, and it just COVID-19 threw a monkey wrench in all of our plans. However, Brother RJ came up with this wonderful initiative, and he approached me and he said, "Listen, sis, I want to work with you with what you're doing. It makes sense for all of us to come together in an alliance to make this happen for our people." And of course, on behalf of Sankofa and on behalf of all of you, I said, absolutely, I want to do it. Whatever is going to help my people, you can count Sankofa in. So before we move back to Brother RJ, okay, we've been joined by no other than the Honorable President General Cleo, President General of the UNIAACL, Brother Cleo Miller. Brother Cleo, hello, welcome.
Hello. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Can you hear me?
I'm trying to see how I can get this thing out. Can you come up a little bit, President General, because
can you see
this thing is blocking your face, and I don't know how to take it off.
How's that?
There we go.
Okay, there you go. All right.
Good.
President General, we're going to give you a few minutes to introduce yourself and speak on behalf of the UNIACL.
Yes, well, great. Thank you very much. My name's Cleophas Miller Jr., President General of the Universal Negro Improvement Association and African Communities League, founded by the Honorable Marcus Garvey back in 1914 in Jamaica. And it's a privilege and an honor to be a part of this, to participate in this alliance and in this program, because as we all know, over 100 years ago, Marcus Garvey talked about the Back to Africa movement in terms of bringing people back onto the African continent to actually live, do business, or just invest, and to create a form of a government there. And I'm so glad to be a part of this program, because it's now we have the opportunity of actually making his dream come true. Although the Honorable Marcus Garvey never set foot on the continent of Africa, but his dream, his vision, his thoughts is in the mindset of many people worldwide, and now it's coming to pass. So I'm grateful and thankful to be here, to be a part of such a great initiative, because it's well worth it and worth deserving.
Thank you. All right. With that being said, Brother RJ, please tell the people about the Exodus Alliance.
Absolutely. With the current state of affairs globally, with the current state of the African diaspora, we all know the challenges that we're facing around the world. We all know that there are certain solutions necessary for us to improve our conditions economically, socially, spiritually, even with education, and even currently with the current situation as we see in the medicine and in the medical field in the world. We have formed an alliance between our organizations that include the UNIAACL, Sankofa Repatriation Assistance Program, the State of the African Diaspora, Made in Africa Project, also the Al-Kabalan Development Group, and others, including also the Black Star Action Network out of Sierra Leone. We've included or formed an alliance called the Exodus Alliance. And this alliance has been developed for the mass and immediate repatriation of the African diaspora back to the continent. And so in doing so, we understand that it's more than just getting on an airplane, landing in a country, and starting a new life. We understand that there are necessities in representation, which is why the government of the state of the African diaspora is involved. We understand that there are necessities and needs in economic development, and which is why programs like the Made in Africa Project and Sankofa are involved. We understand that there are necessities in outreach and different fields that will provide us with those ongoing resources. And so our alliance has formed for this purpose. For the purpose of providing those returning members of the diaspora with every necessity or need or solution to challenges that are posed to us. I myself have been here on the continent for 6 years. Actually, we just celebrated our 6-year anniversary here on the ground about 3 days ago, or maybe about a week ago. And we've seen it all. We've seen the challenges in language, and we've seen the challenges in getting used to the culture and getting used to the different governments and getting used to the economic stability and how do we make money and how do we provide for ourselves and where's my children gonna be educated and how is the medical system gonna handle us in times of medical need. And so with all of these challenges that we've been able to come to understand here on the ground, we now have formed this alliance in efforts to bring solutions to those issues and to be able to raise the necessary funding to develop sustainable institutions and organizations here on the ground so that we can be able to live in peace and in sustainability. And those include cities for our repatriation, cities that are all inclusive, that have educational facilities, that have agricultural farms, and that have medical facilities that are up to our standards. That includes having projects that provide long-term employment and business opportunities to those who are looking for, a way to make a living, right? That's something that's extremely necessary. And so this alliance between our organizations is formed for that. And so we plan now in the next 24 months to be able to raise at least $1 billion for the repatriation of as many as up to 1 million families to the continent. And those can be to various destinations. We're developing repatriation destinations in the Gambia, in Sierra Leone, in Ghana, in Senegal, in Kenya now, and in other destinations around the continent. We understand that we can't all come back and place ourselves in one area. We understand that we can't all come back and not have a way to feed ourselves and take care of ourselves and contribute to the communities that we repatriate to. And so this alliance is being developed for that purpose. And so as Mr. President General just mentioned, the Honorable Marcus Garvey 100 years ago set out on a plan, something like this. And he did a considerable amount of the work for us. But in the end, he himself didn't get a chance to step foot on the continent. And so now we find ourselves with one step ahead of that plan. We find ourselves actually with boots on the ground. Last year, hundreds of thousands of members of the diaspora came for the year of return. The government of Ghana and its economic state was able to make over $1 billion off of that rush of tourism. And so now we understand how important our spending is. We understand how important our presence is. We understand how important the connection between us and our continent is. And so tourism is not enough. We understand that, that's just one factor. Now we move into the next phase of our involvement with the continent, which is sustainable repatriation that can reconnect us for the long haul. And that's what this alliance is about.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Man, I don't even know if I can add any more to that, guys. Now, the thing, we're going on a massive, you can call this crowdfunding campaign, but when you donate to this alliance, you're donating to yourself. You're donating to yourself. It's for you. So the goal is, like the brother said, we want to have housing waiting for you there. We want to have food security waiting for you there. You're not going to worry about anything. That's the whole point. We want to make getting home as easy as possible for you. So there is no reason with everything that's going on, us getting shot down in the street. The way I spoke to a young activist in Colombia, she'll be on the show on the 26th. The way our people are treated in Colombia is heartbreaking, but it's not really too much different than how we're treated anywhere else in the world. So at the end of the day, I say we don't have to take it. We can go home, and all it takes is for us to come together to make it happen. And we want to have our own, and I'm using quotes here, embassies that will represent us in these various countries. That's where the state of the economic
African diaspora.
The
state of the African diaspora.
State of the African diaspora, economic. I'm losing what she said about economic. What was it called, Sister Couture?
Yeah, you can just say ECHO 6 for short.
ECHO 6.
Okay, that's where ECHO 6, State of the African Diaspora, is going to come into play. There will be physical places there where you will have representatives to address your needs as a member of the 6th region in these various countries. But guys, we have to have money to do that. And that's these things are not going to just magically fall out of the sky. And we know that the people who owe us reparation are not going to give it to us to do it. We have to do it ourselves. And so we're going to have a 2-day event coming up on May 25th and 26th. The first day on the 25th, which is African Liberation Day. The first event will take place in Senegal on Brother RJ Mahdi's channel. Brother, tell them about that day, and then I'll tell them a little bit about what's coming up on the following day on Sankofa Repatriation Assistance Program channel.
Absolutely. So as many of you know, Africa Day was set to be a one-of-a-kind event here in Senegal next week, May 25th through the 31st. We had somewhere in the neighborhood of 1,500 people scheduled to come in town from outside the country, speakers from all over the world. And it was going to be an event that we could use to build upon this same mission. And so the COVID-19 pandemic has posed a challenge in which we can't travel, we can't congregate, we can't bring you all into the continent for that purpose. And so what we've done is created a live stream set for Monday, May 25th. That's a week from 2 days from now. So a week from this Monday, we will be hosting a 8-hour-long live stream conference. We've got somewhere in the neighborhood of 24 or more speakers that are going to be participating in that live stream, where we're going to be talking about the mass and immediate repatriation of the diaspora. Those speakers include Brother President General Cleophas Miller here, Sister Yaa, Her Excellency Vice Prime Minister Madam Keturah Moko, and also we've got other speakers as well. Dr. Umar Johnson, we've got Six Goddess, we've got Wold Maya, and tons of other personalities that you guys are familiar with who will be pitching in with some of those very important strategies, resources. Why is it important? We need to talk amongst ourselves about these solutions. Too often we see people congregating and creating these types of platforms simply to complain or to rant or to talk about the challenges and how we can't do it and what needs to be done. This is not that. We're going to be focusing on specifically resources. How do we get this done? Who do we connect with? What resources are at our disposal? What time frames are we looking at? And how we can all contribute to make it a possibility. And so we will be doing within that live stream an ongoing telethon. We'll be raising funds through the Sankofa Repatriation Assistance Program for that mass repatriation. It's important to understand that this is how solutions come about. Solutions historically come about through our trials and our most challenging times. If we look back to 100 years ago, in the midst of the last great pandemic this world has seen, the Honorable Marcus Garvey was building one of the most influential and impactful organizations Black people have had since we've been in the West, anyway, or since slavery. And that happened in the midst of the last pandemic. If you look at the last Great Depression that we've seen globally, in the midst of the last Great Depression, when banks were closing, when major organizations and corporations were going out of business, our brothers and sisters in communities like Harlem, New York, were building a renaissance. We were building major organizations and corporations. We were doing our thing, right? And so adversity brings about solutions. And so as we look at the current time period, as we look at what's happening to our people in the West, and we look at what's happening to our folks around the world, as we look at our people being expelled and kicked out of China and treated badly in South America and Central America, as we look at what's happening in Europe, as they're chasing out the migrants and closing their borders to help us, as we look at what's happening in the Middle East and different places where we've congregated, we understand that nobody is going to do for us what is needed to be done for us. Nobody is going to treat us with the respect that we deserve if we cannot prove to the rest of the world that we can do it for ourselves. And so our Africa Day live stream is that. We've gathered some of the most, like I say, influential Pan-African champions who will all be speaking on that day. That will be live on the Facebook page for Africa Day 2020. I advise everybody go and like and follow that page now. Make sure that you select the notifications option so that you can be alerted when that live stream gets started. But Africa Day 2020 will go on despite the COVID challenge, despite the travel ban, despite the negative things going on in the world. We're not stopping. We're not distracted. We're not, going to cower down in a corner and wait for other people to make decisions for us. So this is us making decisions for ourselves. We invite all of the global African family to attend. And this is not just for the diaspora, guys. This is not just for Black Americans, This is for all of us. So even my continental brothers and sisters, many of you have reached out to us with concerns and challenges that you see we need solutions to. So we invite you all to take part. We invite you all to invite your family and friends and be a part of this global uniting, because as I see it in the near future, we're all going to need each other. We are all going to need each other. I repeat, we will all need each other. And this is the start of that. So I invite you.
Absolutely. Right on. And then on the following day, the 26th, Sankofa Repatriation Assistance Program will pick up where Brother RJ and Made in Africa stopped off. We will be running another 8 hours on our channel. We got a lineup. I posted the flyer, man. We got African Superstar. We got Prince Dynas Amir. Man, so many guys. We're gonna have some spoken word artists. We're gonna have some country rap artists. We're gonna have a really good time. We're gonna love on each other. We're gonna spend some time with each other, and we're gonna start raising this money. We know that we're not gonna raise all the money in those 2 days, but that's good. We want to start. We want to start come out the gate like a racehorse with it. And we need you all to do watch parties on your channels, because if you do watch parties on your channel, we reach more people. So if you go to the Facebook pages, when you're watching it, do a watch party on your page. Encourage all of those people within your circle to do watch parties on their page. This is how we spread our tentacles out and get the word out to our people. If you know brothers and sisters in Caribbean countries, in South American countries, in the UK, you need to tell them, hey, it's going down. You know what I mean? And have them to do watch parties on their channel so that their contacts can see it. And everybody, listen, guys, all we have to do, $1 billion sound like I know it sounds like astronomical, but if we all put our pennies together, we could raise that money in 24 months. Right. We could do it. You understand what I'm saying? I know we can do it. Everybody put their little pennies together. Marcus Garvey had people, he had 15 million people giving 25 cents, and he didn't have the internet. You understand what I'm saying? So if he could do that, yeah, he didn't have the internet. Right. So there's absolutely no reason why we can't do it. Right. Brother Cleo, you want to add anything?
Well, the thing about it, I'm glad again that you said about the Honorable Marcus Garvey. But the understanding that we have to have in our mind also, we realize that everybody's not going to go back to Africa. But those of you who are out there that have the idea, the dream, the desire that Africa is our home and that you need to be there, we spread that word to everybody else who has the desire to come and go to Africa and to uplift us as a people, because it's not going to do anything but enhance us all as a race. So put that in mind when we're talking about going to Africa and trying to raise these dollars. It's vitally important that we do that, because when we look at ourselves as a race of people, we have nothing of our own. We're nothing of importance. And Africa is a place where we can create the things that are important, so we can be equals among every other race or every other place there is. Because here in the United States, when we really break it down, we really don't have a government that this government has to answer to when something happens to us. But every other race of people, if something happens to a person in the United States, that person has to answer to that government. Well, this government here don't have to answer to anything that they do to us as a people. So if we go to Africa and help build up Africa, that is our home. That is our place. That is the place that we can feel comfort and security, and in some form or fashion, the United States, anybody else, if they do things to us, they have to answer to the continent of Africa for us as a race of people, because of all the trials and tribulations, things that we've gone through in the past.
Absolutely, absolutely. And Madam Couture, would you like to come in?
Yes, I just wanted to thank our Ambassador Mahdi RJ for that wonderful narrative. Yeah, we certainly have to change the narrative towards what we want and our future, and create the future that we want. And again, going back to the unity, the ECHO 6, or the citizenship of the economic community of the 6th region, is key for us as African diasporans, because when we are citizens of the 6th region of Africa, the ECHO 6, we now have the unity that has been escaping us for centuries. And as a region, we speak as a region, we have power as a region, and that is where we're going to find our strength collectively. So once you are a citizen, we speak with one voice, and we have the economic power, as our Sister Tonya was saying. If there are 355 million African diaspora outside of Africa. Even if we have 2 million or 1 million citizens at $1, €1, £1, we can at least purchase assets. As our honourable brother was saying, we don't own assets, we don't own buildings. So one of the pursuits of the African diaspora is to purchase hotels. With hotels, you create jobs, you create employment, you can have businesses, we can have our own conferences. So we need to galvanize ourselves collectively as a region and start to really pull our resources, which is, very minimal, $1, €1, £1 per month. And do you see what we can do with that? We need to purchase assets to sustain ourselves.
Right. That's absolutely correct.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I can't stress this enough, guys. You're doing it for yourselves. You're doing it for yourself. You're doing it for your race. So it's not like you're giving anything away to anybody. You're helping your race to build something for you and your children and your grandchildren. So look at it like that. Help us spread the word. Tell every adult you know. You need to go and sign up and donate. Send them some money over here. Commit to a certain amount of money per month. It could be $1, like Madam Couture said. You know, we already have people donating to the Sankofa. That since we launched, people have been committed and they've been doing it religiously and committed to it. And I appreciate you. And I just want to say thank you so much. But we need more. We need more of you to do it. This is something, as far as I'm concerned, it's not even a matter of having a choice at this point. This is for our very survival now. Okay.
Right.
So, you know, we have to do it. You know, if all these other people are helping and supporting their own, the Jews, everybody, we can do it too. So I'm saying, and I'm beseeching all of you, spread the word. Tell everybody you know. It's time to go home, and we're gonna raise the money, and we're gonna put in place the things that we need so that when our people are arriving on the continent of Africa, we're gonna be at that airport waiting to grab them and take them somewhere and put them, and they're gonna be okay, and we're gonna get everybody situated. We need to have everything. We have a plan. We have a strategy. We know who the first waves of people are going to go. What profession they're going to be. What skills we need them to have, so that they can put the groundwork, lay the foundation to begin to receive everybody else as they come in. So we're not just out here. We have a whole plan. We have a whole strategy. But we need the money to do it, to implement it. And that's where we need you all to participate.
I think it's important to point out something that you said, Sister Yaa, is very important, that this is about survival. This is not just a fad. This is not just something to do. This is not just, spending our money frivolously or, just going to see a new country for a while, right? This is about our survival. This is about creating sustainability. And I think that word, you got to take it away from its, it's cliche, right? When we talk about sustainability, let me just bring up something. Right now, there's a global pandemic going on. A lot of people are displaced from their jobs. Sustainability is what's lacking in most of our communities, which is the reason why, once you miss that first or second paycheck from your job, it's hard to pay rent. We can't pay our electric and our gas, right? Because there's no sustainability. The lack of sustainability is why when there's a pandemic or when there's a hurricane or when there's an issue, we rush to the grocery store to get food and there's none there, right? Because there's no sustainability. We're not growing our own food. We're not supplying our own chain. We're not creating our own real estate. So now we are dependent on others. And that is where sustainability is necessary. We need to really take it serious that the future of our lives and our children's lives and our communities hang in the balance and are often in the hands of somebody else. Many of us right now are sitting waiting on another stimulus check from the U.S. government because we've not been sustainable. Many of us are sitting and waiting for an unemployment check, right? Because we haven't been sustainable. And so we want to turn that around. This time next year, we want people to own land, to own large community buildings, apartment buildings, hotels, spaces where we can house our own people. And if the whole rest of the world collapses, we understand that our people are taken care of, our survival is ensured, and our sustainability is intact. And so, again, this is about survival. This is about how will we survive from this point forward. And for at least our Al-Kabelan City and through our Al-Kabelan Development Group, we've even developed a 100-year development plan, a plan that goes far beyond where many of us will even live to see. And that's what's important. I'm no longer concerned about my own life or my own safety or my own meal, but more so my children and my grandchildren and their children. And so if we start thinking like that and stop thinking, so short term, we will be able to see sustainability come about. And so that's what this is all
Right
about.
on.
Guys. I hope you all are moved to make a contribution, take a part in this, so that tomorrow we can be proud of what we built today.
Absolutely, absolutely. And if you want to, if you haven't already started donating, you can go to the Sankofa Repatriation Assistance Program website, which is www.sankofarepat.com. There's a donate button on there. It'll take you straight to the Patreon where you can commit to a dollar amount, whichever amount you feel like you can, comfortably commit to. That will come out automatically every month. Also, we have the PayPal. Let me put this up here so y'all can see that. The PayPal address for those who don't want to do monthly, but you just want to do a one-time donation. Let me put that here. Okay, this is the PayPal. So if you want to do, wait a minute. Hello, Monifa. Okay. I think let's get it on there. All right. So we just wanted to come to you all today to, make this announcement. I've already issued a press release. We have the Alliance Charter that has been executed. And we're ready to rock and roll. So get ready for, I don't know why this thing is not coming up on the screen.
This is unity and solutions
the
action.
events that are coming up. Huh?
I said this is unity and solutions.
I don't know why this thing is not coming up on the. Yes, somebody type that so I can put it up there. And this thing is acting crazy. Anyway, the is easy. Sankofa Repatriation Assistance P. Sankofa Repatriation Assistance P. So you do that, or the Patreon is patreon.com /Let's Go Home. So with that being said, anybody want to say anything before we close out today? We got to get ready. We got to get ready for next week. Africa Day, May 25th and 26th. But we wanted to just come today to let y'all know what we're back here brewing, what we got brewing, what we're working on, what we're putting together for you. I'm super excited about this alliance. Man, my heart is just so filled, and I'm just excited because I know we're going to do it. I don't have any doubt about it, RJ. President General, we're going to make it happen. I believe it.
That's right. Because the one thing we as a people have to realize that we have to wake up. And, I often use the phrase that we as a people are just like bears. We've gone into hibernation. And we just sleeping, but we haven't realized and understand that during that sleep, the world has passed us by. We need to wake up and catch up with the world, and move forward as a people, because it's vitally important that we do that. If we don't do that, we're going to be lost. And so, wake up, people. Africa is waiting on you. And then the strange part about it is that I noticed that everybody else is trying to go to hometown motherland. Why aren't we trying to get there? Why don't we do the thing? Why do we let someone else take us away from Africa and then come back and try to take our homeland? We need to be able to be in a position that we take care of that situation where that don't happen. Because if we allow that to happen, then we're no better in the situation than much better situation than we've been in the past. So wake up, help build Africa, help get it to the point where we need to be so we can be represented as people.
That's right. That's right.
Right
Absolutely.
on, right on.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Madam Couture, you want to say anything before we close out?
Oh, I think everything's been said. I think it's now in the hands of the people to take the required action, if this is what they want. So I think everything's been said. We have covered many issues. So yeah, it's over to them, and we're here to facilitate them.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I give the last word to Brother RJ.
I concur with the elder, Brother Cleophas Miller. It can't be said any better. We need this, and if we don't take the action now, then we're in no better position than we've been in the past, and we're in no position to complain or protest what's being done to us in those places. So let's act now. Let's get to our goals.
All right. All right. Thank you all, Alliance members, fellow Alliance members. Thank you so much. And I'm looking forward to May 25th to 26th. I'm so excited about it.
Amen.
And I know that we'll all be in communication in between now and then anyway, as we continue to do the work of the people behind the scenes. They don't even know we're working for them behind the scenes, but we're working for y'all. So that's because we do this out of love. This is a labor of love that we are doing. So that's because we love you all. You know, what's it? Ubuntu. We are. I am. Yes, this is it. So with that being said, family, now y'all know what time it is. Now your work begins. Your work begins. Like Madam Couture said. Now, if you want this money for us to put in place what you need to be able to go home. Okay? So it's on you. All right. With that being said, we will see you guys May 25th, May 26th. Black Power.
Black Power.
Up your mighty race, accomplish what you will.
Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Up you mighty race. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
Peace.
Bye-bye. Peace.
Bye.